and that has had a cost to it. So that's one element. They were commanded to change their mind about that. Really, in addition to a monetary cost, there are pretty significant time costs. We have to continue to meet environmental standards, and now we have a lot less time to do that. So that's one element. The other element is the fact that based on the plan that they have obligated for us, we have contracts signed and contractors working. In this most current phase, we had about $16 million worth of work that we contracted for and we're obligated to pay for. FEMA's original de-obligation decision would have funded about half of that, leaving us with the other half. With this $3 million, we're trying to determine how much of that work that's under contract they're going to pick up. We're taking a look at that. But then we do have the other issue that you mentioned is, okay, since we're no longer under their current plan, we're not under a replacement path, what kind of useful life are the repairs they're approving going to give us for this facility? And that is a critical issue for us because we have to have that kind of facility functioning in this community. It simply cannot, it isn't an option. We have to have it. So it's something we're going to take a good hard look at, see where we're at, what kind of arguments they made in their appeal decision, and where we go from there.
Now, I'm concerned because it is tax dollars, and they're bothering me because if we spend all these millions of dollars and band-aid it, and then we go back and spend $63 million to replace it, it's a total waste of dollars. And I'm really concerned about where they're at and how they're looking at this and how we're spending this money, because right now we had to get it back online.
We did, and the staff out there did an absolutely tremendous job in getting that facility back online and keeping it running. But we do have to look at what kind of useful life we have and what kind of facilities we need out there to continue doing the work and meet the environmental standards that we operate on.
I'm concerned about it, and I want to bring that up, so I think that's important that we keep an eye on that. Do you have anything, Justin?
No, sir.
Any questions?
No.
Well, good. I guess we can go from there.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, thanks. Well, it's important. That's something we've been working on, and we've had 2 trips to worship discussing this very item. So we'll move on now to the agenda to number 4, policy for acquisition of properties and resolution 0675-05-12.
Right. We do have 2 issues now for you that we will be asking for recommendations from you to go to council. One is this issue in terms of the final group of properties that have requested, made the request to come into the acquisition program after the deadline that you established last year, June 30, 2011. When we told people that we had this hard deadline from IEPA and we would no longer be able to consider exceptions to the council deadline, we did receive a lot of inquiries about the status of this. In fact, we had over 100 inquiries about the ability to get into this program. Based on the time we had left to meet the IEPA deadline, we established some internal deadlines for people coming in and making their request and providing us the information we needed to determine, if they were even eligible to move forward. Those 111 requests whittled down to about 67 requests. And what we have today is in front of you is a recommendation that of those 67, we focus on the residential property that has living units in it, and allow those properties to continue through the process to the point where they would get an offer and decide they wanted to accept that offer. That would leave us with about 51 properties proceeding through the process, and about 16 that would not. And that's the recommendation we have in front of you. Some of the properties that would not they do not involve living units or larger commercial properties that would be back in use, and removing those from the tax base would be a difficult, would have some difficulty for the community to take that property off the tax roll. So the recommendation we have here is to proceed with the residential property and that property with living units, and not proceed with the other property because it came in after the June 30 deadline.
You're saying there were 2 commercial properties that went in after that?
Yes,
Who are they?
the second one. Do you have any questions?
No.
Any questions? Now, really what we're going down to here is that we're going to, 17 properties are mostly commercial. I actually drove by all 67 properties myself. Some are bare land already that we're acquiring, and some of the area that the bare land sets by bare land that we already own. So I went through the whole process, I went through all 67 properties. I really agree with this because of what I saw. I didn't see those 17 commercial properties as being an intimate threat like Swiss Valley. A lot were rebuilt. I just didn't see a reason to buy it. I didn't see it as a flood protection issue or anything. So I'm in total agreement with this. And do we do a vote on this?
This would all be a recommendation.
Do you have any questions? Do you understand it?
No, I reviewed in total until the last couple of days, so I'm very familiar with what is going on here, and like you, I'm in agreement that we have to move forward.
Okay, you made a motion. Do I have a second? You did. A motion and a second to move forward. All those in favor say?
Aye.
Aye.
And I will point out that all of these properties still have to meet all the requirements of the program, and waiving that June 30 deadline was.
And these,
I'll send you a list to your email of properties.
Oh, I was just one. I thought he mentioned 2 that went in after the deadline.
No, I'm just talking about these
No.
exempt properties.
and so, Joe, as they go through the process, just like all of the other properties have gone through the process, they have an opportunity to opt out at the end.
Sure.
But they are requesting
They don't have
now.
to accept the offer.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank
And that's the bottom line. So we don't know how many of these
That's right.
51 properties left will accept the offer. That's correct. I went through, and that's interesting because I drove by them. I think we're going to have a majority of them on what I saw.
I thought they were going to start.
But that's still up to the
We
homeowner.
know some of these are still
properties that went in
vacant.
after
They don't have anything
30
back in
deadline.
use,
And then I'm just...
so we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, it's, some of them are boarded up.
Yeah.
And so we'll just keep moving forward then. And so I don't think we need more discussion on this. All right. Now let's go down to number 5, the county's request for acquisition of 2nd Street Southwest.
And I think we have Rita here to talk about that.
Good morning.
Hi, Nina.
Here on behalf of Adam Lindenlaw in his absence this week. So, we received a request from Lynn County interested in purchasing a city-owned parcel at 1016 2nd Street. And as you may recall, I think it was 3 months ago already, they had requested to acquire a couple of other city-owned properties. One at 927 3rd Street Southwest and the other at 1014 2nd Street Southwest. And they're identified on the map that's provided. So this 1016 2nd Street that they're now requesting about one of those 2 parcels. And this is, of course, is part of the overall plan for the parking lot. This lot also was acquired as part of the CDBG program, and the county will understand that they'll have to pay the fair market value to release federal interest on that parcel. I do want to note that apparently I'm probably not going to pronounce this correctly, Diokana Mission has expressed interest in this lot, but they haven't really come to the city with an overall plan. And then the county is only wanting to purchase a portion of 1016 Second.
Well, that's why that narrow strip is colored the way it is in the lot.
So, there's your direction, we would approval, we would anticipate making a motion on the 14th agenda and public hearing on the 20th. We can move forward with this.
Is that 1016 Second Street Southwest, that strip, is that an alley, or was it an alley at one time? Or is that just part of the property?
I think it's part of the property.
I'm kind of hard to, I'm trying to think of it, because I remember by that mission, there was a little something down the side, so I'm just trying to think of what it looked like.
And we may have some additional work to do on the alley. So right now, we're focused on
Is there, now, is the county going to purchase this from us outright, or are we making any type of a swap with them on land that they have that we want, or is this just?
They will